Welcome back everybody to Let's Play StarTropics. Last episode we rescued a baby dolphin, and in exchange the mother dolphin would help us find Mike's uncle. Unfortunately, for our good deeds, we get rewarded with our ship being wrecked, and we're gonna have to find a way to fix the boat and continue our quest, which means a whole lot more side quest nonsense. However, this person here, while he doesn't have the technical know-how to fix our boat, he is kind enough to heal us with some coconut milk. Take it from me, coconut milk is actually very terrible stuff and you don't want to drink that. Coconut water is where it's at though. That stuff's alright. But anyway, we can head down into this dungeon and hopefully find some help for us because we're going to be stuck here for a while otherwise. This dungeon is relatively short, however it does introduce a few new enemies. Some of them are actually quite difficult to defeat, but these dodos really aren't that bad. They're kind of like the rats from the first two dungeons. However, they move a little bit quicker, they still go out in 2 hits quite easily, they don't come at you in any weird angles, and they don't break dance, which sort of sucks. But by beating these dodos, we'll get ourselves the bowlers. These bowlers can travel across the screen and are very helpful in destroying or defeating enemies at long distances. Such are these flying monkeys, who have very, very erratic movement patterns. They have no definite movement patterns, so that pretty much means they are annoying as hell to hit, as you can see here. I think in the next room, it takes me quite a while to actually just beat all the monkeys. Again, I don't know what it is with the developers and actually programming the butts onto the monkeys, but just like the pig, I really don't know why. But otherwise with the bowlers, you're probably better off using a yo-yo if you can, because the bowlers are still slightly weaker than the yo-yos, and they are only really useful for hitting things at long ranges. This puzzle here can be a little bit tricky if you don't know what you're doing. If you jump at the right time and kill the first snake before anything else happens, you really don't have too much to worry about otherwise. And we have another one of these puzzles where we get pushed into the water if we don't time our jumps correctly. Also, if you go off to the other side, you can also get another 2 hearts, which will give you a total of 4 hearts from the little platforming room there. Now, these enemies here that you can see, the skeleton ostriches things, these are called boneheads, and if you ask me, the person who came up with this enemy design is a bonehead themselves. Just seriously, what were they thinking? It's the most ridiculous looking enemy I've ever seen. Maybe not the most ridiculous, but it's one of the more ridiculous ones. They can also jump over the water, so you can't really safe swap with the water unlike the dodos. They do take several hits to kill. This room here will put you in darkness, and you have to find the right switch, otherwise you're going to be in the water and you're going to be dead. But this dungeon is overall quite short, and we're going to go to the exit. So that's the dungeon, everybody. Or is it? No, it's not. That was just a trick exit. I think that's the first instance of them in the game. You go out a false exit and they make you go through the entire dungeon all over again. It's probably good that they introduce this dickery now, because later on in the game there's dungeons with actual several of those dick move exits, and these dungeons are longer. Unfortunately, this dungeon isn't too bad. So if you ever do find yourself going out a false exit in this dungeon, it sort of like takes you a couple of minutes to get back. But in later dungeons, you would sort of up shit creek with no canoe. Fortunately, there is also no boss in this dungeon, and we can proceed to this town. This is Miracola. And once again, StarTropics syndrome kicks in, where you have to talk to every single person in the town in order to actually progress the storyline. This person here tells us wants to go sailing with us, but unfortunately we almost died at sea because of stupid dolphin shenanigans. But I really wouldn't want a little kid in my submarine because I would just stuff everything. They just play with everything and just blow up anyway. Again, they sort of go on about their nonsense with Miracola, and the story of this place is Bananette, who is the daughter of the chief of the island, is sick, and we're going to have to find a way to cure her of that sickness, obviously, otherwise we're going to be sort of stuffed. Because, well, we kind of need to fix our ship, and maybe these people here could be able to help us fix our ship. If you come talk to this person here, I believe you have to say that she's the better of the 2 supermodel, Miss Island pageant person. Otherwise, it won't count as you actually talking to her. I guess there's some sort of town rivalry between the two. If you come through here, there's a little secret passageway, so you don't have to go through a little mini maze to talk to people. Again, some more coconut milk, which is actually very helpful because there will be a dungeon coming up very shortly. And in my opinion, that dungeon is actually the hardest dungeon. Chapter 3 is also the longest chapter in this game, and it also consists of the most dungeons. If you've noticed in the first two chapters, pretty much as soon as we finished chapters 1, or dungeons 1 and 2, we pretty much went straight into the next chapter. Chapter 3 has 4 dungeons, and most of them are actually pretty difficult. The difficulty curve really starts spiking, especially at this stage of the game. This is when the game starts getting harder. But now that we've finally spoken to every single person on this town, we can finally go and talk to the chief. And this person will let us go through and talk to the chief about what is actually going on with Bannernet. Hello, Mr. Chief person. No, he's just the person who sucks up to the chief. This is the chief here. He doesn't have William Shatner syndrome like, what's his name? Chief Miracola. However, he will tell us the story of why Bannernet is sick, or she has a little bit of a sleeping problem and she won't wake up. And some sort of mountain hermit is in the middle of nowhere we're gonna be put into a butt-down-muss situation just to find him, and only then, if we do that and wake up Bannernet and heal Bannernet from her sleeping problem, only then we can have our ship fixed and progress on with the game. I guess this is kind of why Chapter 3 is long bit. It also shows how ridiculous this game can get. Believe me, this is only just the beginning. The plot gets more and more ridiculous as the game goes on. But now that we've talked to the chief, we can go and talk to Bannernet, or Bannernet's mother at least, or what I assume is Bannernet's mother. She's been sick for a while, and she's not sick, she's just sleeping, and she probably won't wake up. But now, with that, we've talked to every single person, and we can finally go into Dungeon 4, which is what we're going to be doing next episode, just simply because of the difficulty problems that this dungeon has. And we can traverse through this maze and talk to this person here who will finally let us through and enter the dungeon. Also, the dungeon here is, like I said, is very difficult, so you might want to get the coconut milk and heal up a little bit. But as for now, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.